Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome to Goldcrest Valley in Farming Simulator 2017. This is where I have spent a lot of time in the Farming Sim series. Let me just show you what my statistics are. Not too impressive as far as the grand scheme of things, but 181 hours and 54 minutes on this one save. You can see all of my numbers there. And I just wanted to show you where I ended up in the grand scheme of things and talk about my thoughts. First off, this is the starter farm that we were given. I believe I started on maybe easy because I was learning Farming Sim. So we got these first few fields for free. And I didn't really expand too much more from that. If I bring up my fields here we go. You can see that I really only purchased this field here and this field here, and then the rest I just kept stock. I didn't buy any other of the big fields. I never got into the massive equipment, and like field 5 is monstrous. I never tried to tackle that. But overall, I had a really good time. I ended up putting 2 of these greenhouses because when I was farming the pigs, they produced a lot of manure, and now the manure boxes are empty. But there was a period of time where I was hauling all kinds of manure over here and making that bank. Just to show you, my silos are empty. I put 100,000 liters of the main crops in my silo, kept them there until the great demand. The one big thing that really tipped this gameplay through was the gold nuggets. Once I found all 100 gold nuggets and was given $1 million, I was able to really buy some big equipment and get to harvesting. So without further ado, I'll show you the equipment that I ended up with when the game was all said and done. Starting off with my pickup truck. I used this guy for mainly hauling stuff to sell. The pickup truck was okay in hauling that massive trailer right there, usually filled with 40,000 liters of whatever it was I was taking to market. Pickup truck did a fairly good job. Also used this guy for transporting water to and from all the animal pens and all that good stuff. Before I forget, I wanted to show you as well, I'll show you on the main menu. But I did get every achievement in Farming Sim 2017, so before I uninstalled it, I wanted to sort of do this wrap-up video. So we've got our pallet forks, which I also use as a bale fork every now and then. This counterweight was really productive on our little tractor. And also I had the bale spike, which I didn't really use all that often. As far as the pickup truck goes, turn off the music there, put 9.7 hours in this particular pickup truck. I went through a set of 2 large tractors and a set of 2 smaller tractors. I got this New Holland here. I think actually when the maintenance costs got too high on the first tractor, I bought the exact same tractor again, except brand new. This particular tractor has 29.2 hours on it. This New Holland here was absolutely pivotal in scooping, in getting grass off. I used it for the grass picker upper, the straw, and all that good stuff. It was also our hay rake, and all the mower, like all the good stuff was on this New Holland. That was my workhorse tractor for sure. I had a fuel cistern, so I never had to leave home to fill up. And this is my Deutz-Fahr. I did have a Valtra before I bought the Deutz-Fahr. I like the swivel in the Valtra, but the Deutz-Fahr was okay. This guy did all of my big jobs, such as the massive plow here. I put 22.3 hours on the Deutz-Fahr. I really enjoyed getting the big tractors and playing with those. But this was my plow. We got up to the Salford, and this thing is a monstrosity. It's awkward to turn, but it did do a lot of wide swaths in the field whenever plowing needed to be done. Usually I'm okay with plowing, but pulling this guy was a quite the chore. Let's say that. We'll work from left to right here. So this is our Pottinger mowers. We have the butterfly mower here in the front. That was connected up to our Deutz Fahr and was absolutely instrumental in creating silage bales and grass for our cows. And that, oh man, if you haven't done cow farming, that I had to focus all of my efforts solely on cows to keep up because of all their needs. So here we have the Fliegel trailer. I kind of wish this thing was in Farming Sim 19. I'm sure it's been modded in by now, but it seems like the trailer that they got now just doesn't have the capacity that this thing did. I bought this thing early, and this was used for hauling all of my wool from my sheep, going to the store and bringing all my seed pallets and all my fertilizer pallets. And I mean, that trailer coupled with this New Holland tractor was like a combination for sure. We had our animal trailer here. I used to transport all of my animals. Whenever the animals got done, we were able to, just to show you that they are empty. I only left a little bit of stuff in the cow pen, but what I did is I tried to time it to where the stuff would run out right as, you know, the animals would use it, and as soon as it ran out, I went to sell them. So every animal I got was picked up and sold by the animal trailer here. We also have our total mixed ration mixer. I didn't get to use this guy that often, but I mean, we had cows, so we needed to get this guy. A lot of straw and silage was put in that guy for sure. Then we also have our straw spreader for the cows. Because I did cows last, I didn't get a lot of chance to work with the straw, you know, shooter, but it was pretty cool to work with. This guy was bound in a way a very good piece of equipment. I kept this by the sheep farm, so whenever they would splatter grass into the feed area, this guy was able to just pick that grass back up and put it right back into the trough with minimal mess. Then this guy eventually, oh wow, we're inside. This guy eventually graduated to picking up straw and, you know, just anything I needed. Very, very good piece of equipment, and it's one of the first things I bought in Farming Sim 19, just to get all the straw from our wheat and our barley. Next up is our round bale loader. I had the, see, do I still have it over here? No, I sold it. But I had the square baler, and I had the square baler picker-upper that, you know, could carry 12 bales. But whenever cows needed silage, the base game, you can't wrap square bales. So then I had to do the 8-bale round baler picker-upper. Water tank, obviously, for all the animals. I actually filled it up right down here for free. Let's get to the map here. I drove down this path, filled it up right here. I ended up buying a water tower, though, for my farm, thinking, hey, if I buy the water, it's going to be free. No, you have to pay for it from your own water tower. So the convenience didn't outweigh the cost, so I always filled it up down by the river. I graduated to this guy. This is a 40,000 liter trailer. I figured that I wasn't going to upgrade my silo, so I was never going to have more than 100,000 liters of anything. So a 40,000 liter wagon was enough to do what I needed to do. Just 3 trips, and you could empty out the whole thing. Also, this guy could harvest or hold most of the fields in one trip, no matter what I was doing. So I didn't go any bigger than this, and that was eye-opening to get something this big. I can't wait to get something that big in Farming Sim 19. And then this guy was bought for the pigs only. Instead of carrying, 40,000 liters of a crop to the pig farm to fill up maybe only 700 liters, I bought the little guy. I know you could stop the flow in the middle, but it just seemed sort of awkward to me to stop, and I didn't know how much I needed, so 8,000 was definitely enough to cover all the costs. It's not a lot of cost per day, and, if I needed to carry just a little bit of something, then this trailer would definitely be good to use. Here is our little planter for our soybeans, or sunflowers and corn. the clever Kevernlin, but I didn't get to use this guy that often, just because of its narrow planting width compared to my other planter over there. I didn't really focus on corn and sunflowers too awful much, but, you know, it is what it is. We have our cultivator here. I didn't really cultivate too awful much because this seeder was able to cultivate only when I was getting ready to do the corn and sunflowers did I need to cultivate. So I got a nice big cultivator to get the job done, being pulled by my large tractor, the Deutz-Fahr or the Valtra. And then this was my seeder of choice. Once it could both fertilize and plant all at the same time, that sped things up so much. I only set the game to where I needed to fertilize once to get maximum yield out of it, and then this just streamlined the whole process, this guy here. So I used this guy quite a lot. I really enjoyed it. Then we have our bale wrapper, which I only use at the end to get silage for the cows. You know, your round bales go up on here, gets wrapped up, then the round bale loader picks it up, and off to the cow farm you go. I also have our tedder to get hay. Once again, I didn't really use it until the cows. The cows forced me to get a lot more equipment than I was playing with. So I thank the cows for that. I got to actually make hay and actually wrap bales and all that good stuff. But the windrower here, I used a lot, whether it be for picking up grass or making grass bales, straw bales. I used the crap out of this windrower. Not the biggest windrower, but enough to where it was okay. So the round baler, the New Holland, I had the square baler for a long time until once again the cows came along and I needed to do round bales. I prefer square bales. You don't have to stop and open up, and you can carry 12 at a time on the automatic bale loader. I just like it better. I wish you could wrap square bales in the base game. I know there's mods for it, but you know, I like to see the game as the developers intended. And then finally we get to the big equipment here. Just for giggles, I bought this header and that header over there for this big combine. I forget which combine I used. I think it was the New Holland. But for the longest time, I didn't have, you know, a big combine like this and a big header like that. I was content, you know, taking a little extra time and a little more passes to save money. But I'm like, you know what? It's the end of the game. I need a big header. So we got the Case TerraFlex here for all of our cereal crops. And then we got this Capello for our corn and sunflowers. So, you know, I like the fact that this folded up double. Made it really cool for transport. And I like the fact that this came with its own wagon, essentially. You didn't have to buy a header trailer and carry it. You just unfolded it and off you go. And then this was the workhorse at the end that did all of my harvesting. I tell you what, the little New Holland was so small that its auger barely fit over this trailer. Like sometimes I had to park this in a low spot and then back the combine up on top of a hill to load all of the crops. Sometimes I just forced it. But this guy had no problem going over the trailer. And let's see how many hours. Only 4 hours I put on this Case Axial Flow 7130. But really cool stuff. I really enjoyed Farming Sim 17 enough that I got Farming Sim 19 now, and I'm using what I've learned from my nearly 200 hours in Farming Sim 17 to carry on. But that'll do it for this video. I just wanted to show what I got accomplished in 188 hours. I'll go to the main menu to show the achievements, to show that I indeed did have all the achievements. Let's go ahead and quit the game and exit without saving. And you can see there 100% on those achievements. And here we go with the achievements. We can see 10 hours, I definitely got that. I loaded up a second save to do this achievement here. Basically, pay back your entire loan, hop in a combine, hire a helper, and as soon as you go into the negative, you're good. Paying back the loan is something that I'm doing in Farming Sim 19 that is taking a bit. $250,000 is quite a bit to pay off when you're not making that much. I got that when I got all of the gold nuggets. $1 million for the gold nuggets, and if you have more than $1 in your account, you're good to go. Completing tasks for the farmer and helping each farmer once. I kind of wish this was in 19. It has basically this. Help out one person, but Farming Sim 19 is do 50 jobs. So that one's going to take me a bit to do in 19. The three-pointers. Score a three-point field goal in basketball in the town. You actually picked up a basketball at the court and made a three-pointer. There's finding the 100 gold nuggets. Cultivating 10 hectares, sowing 10 hectares, fertilizing and harvesting. This one was a pain, not lumber to cut down a tree, but to cut down 50 trees. I ended up renting and leasing a front end saw, cut down all the trees along the main road, and then just picked them up and sold them. And these guys took a bit. 20 cows, 30 sheep, 50 pigs. And they're still in Farming Sim 19, but there's also breed 100 chickens. But that's 17 out of 17 achievements. What I'll do is I will head back into the game, probably on my own, and sell off all my equipment now and see how much money I end up with just the pickup truck at the end. You know what? That might be something that I can do to end the video with. So I tell you what, I'll be right back. I'm going to sell every piece of equipment except the pickup truck and drive into the sunset to see how much money we are going to get. It's just a shame that I can't unload all of that, hay and silage sitting in the cow pasture. But what can you do besides, buy more cows, let them eat it, make the money from the milk that you get, and then do it that way. You could probably min-max it that way, but I will be right back with just the pickup truck to finish off. So I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, land is clear. You can see we're up to $2.874 million. And if we check out all of the things that we own, it's just the pickup truck and the fuel canister, which is going to be the last thing that we take to the shop to sell. Let's go ahead and start up our truck one last time. And we'll just go through nice and easy and say goodbye to everything. Goodbye, Vehicle Workshop. You saved me a lot of maintenance costs. Goodbye, Power Washer. It was fun using you while it lasted. Goodbye, Combine Storage. Goodbye, potato storage. Goodbye, greenhouses. And goodbye, normal house. Yep, we're not going to get any money for selling our house. Hopefully the fireplace doesn't set that thing on fire. Goodbye, completely pointless water tower. Goodbye, chickens. Hopefully somebody will take care of you. Goodbye, barn. We sold a crap ton of straw bales there. Goodbye, silo. Thank you for keeping all of our crops, minus the root crops, safe and protected. Goodbye, little shed that housed our lawnmower. Goodbye, little fields. You kept me afloat. Goodbye, railroad crossing. I didn't even use a train at all in this playthrough. And let's head down the road just one more time here. We'll fill up right before we drop off this fuel tank because, we paid for it. I mean, you might as well, right? And you can see along the... Turn off our signal. You can see along the way all of those little tree stumps that are there along the road. That's where I got my jack achievement. Cut down 25 trees. Let's go double the speed limit. I'm pretty sure people around here are going to be happy that we are gone. We caused quite a menace along this main road, either speeding or not even close to the speed limit, going too slow. But the shop is just over here. It's about the same distance from the shop in Farming Sim 19. Excuse me, people. Coming through. And all we got to do is just drop off and sell over here. at the sell point. Like I said, we're going to fill up before we call it, though. We may have to pull alongside it this way. There we go. Just top off 60 liters. I don't know how many gallons that is, but I'm sure that's a conversion that you can do. All right, final total, goodbye fuel cistern. We are going to head to the new place with $2.8 million. Excuse me, ma'am, coming through. All right, so Goldcrest Valley is done. I'll be uninstalling Farming Sim 17 right after this. It's kind of bittersweet. You don't spend 200 hours in a place and not get attached to it. But that's going to do it for me in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in another video. Take care.